Well, this morning I thought I'd show you a reef in the main. The reason I put a reef in is a couple of reasons. One is it's windy, and two is sailing in these wetlands can be tricky because the channels are really narrow, so you don't want the boat to get away from you. So I put a single reef in. I think that'll be adequate. Just a quick look at how that works is the front of the sail on the luff, there's a reef point, and so I tied that down to the gooseneck, and then I put on the outhaul back there, and then reefing lines around the sail but not around the boom because this is a loose-footed main. I probably won't win any beauty contests for reefing, but it's effective. I don't know if reefing at the dock is a recommended practice or not, but it is something that I occasionally do, especially if I'm sailing short-handed or if I'm sailing in wetlands where there just isn't there isn't time for me to do anything out there. So I do it at dock before I get on the water, and I'll probably sail away from dock. That's a single reef main. Here we are, screaming along on a reach. Still have the single reef in. Wind shift. Here we are, there's the blockhouse at Marrickville, similar to the ones we saw at Newborough and the Narrows. Bigger, this one's bigger. There's quite a few neat buildings here in Merrickville, but we're just going to pass through the locks. We come here to Merrickville quite a bit just by car for lunch or whatever, so we're just going to pass through. It's a neat spot though. There's 3 locks here. Here's the middle lock at Marrickville. Going down right now. Okay, and here's the lower lock at Merrickville. Sailing Boatyard. There's nothing keeps you humble as a boat handler like locking through 50 or so locks on a boat that is not equipped with reverse, especially on a windy day. We're doing fine now. Close lock or close lock. Upper Nicholson. This is a nice spot. Swing bridge has to be open, I guess, while the lock goes down. That's where it goes to. That's the road. Well, good morning. Just a quick update here. We're in Burrits Rapids. We are ahead of schedule, and the reason for that is we've had kind of cold, stormy weather for the last 48 hours. So the wind has been contrary. It's been east, kind of 10 to 15 knots, so fairly strong, and it's been against us, and we've been working our way through these narrow channels in the wetlands. Now, we weren't able to make headway with our sails in those winds, so what I did was I fired up the outboard up to about 25-30% so that we could track, and I left the sails up, so we were motor sailing. This boat motor sails fairly well upwind, so my kind of planned speed was maybe 2.5, 3 knots is what I was expecting to make when I was making my route planning, when in fact we were making kind of 5.5 knots. Okay, because she motor sails pretty fast in those winds. So so what would happen is we would get to our destination, our planned destination, around lunchtime, when we had planned to get there maybe around 3 or 4. Of course, like I said, it's been kind of cold, stormy conditions. So, who really wants to get off a nice, warm, comfortable boat to set up a tent in stormy conditions? So, what we would do is we would keep going. So we've been doing 2 days a day, 2 days worth of travel per day for the last 2 days. So we're a couple of days ahead of schedule. And like I said, Burrits Rapids is just about home. We've got 15 miles to go. 15 miles we'll cover, by lunchtime type of thing, early afternoon. I did underestimate this boat's speed. I've been kind of working with 2.5, 3 knots as a travel speed, when in fact, very rarely have we gone that slowly consistently. Yeah, so that's my update. We're in Burrits Rapids. We'll be home kind of a day or two early, but that's okay. Like I said, it's been kind of stormy conditions, and that's forecast to continue at least until tomorrow. So no need to be hunkered down in a 21-foot boat cabin or in a tent when we can kind of go home and start unpacking and unwind. Okay, probably be some more clips before the end here.